Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here, and I want to welcome the new subscribers. Thank you guys for being here and choose to watch the daily Astrogravitational report and wisdom here. Yeah, a lot of going on, right? All of a sudden, things are open up, things are beginning, new beginnings, new situations. But those new beginnings and new situations will face what? Facing you, facing your fears, facing your intuitions. What are you telling yourself? And I was looking at the diagrams like for the past kind of like a 15 minutes in there. You guys gonna see it until the end of the video, till 11 p.m. Uh, what the battles the internal situations, the internal battles, what it's coming in. And talking about all this, of this current present energies, take a look what you have within yourself. Okay. You want to have that clarity, which is the moon represents as intuition. But look at your charts, where your moon is, your moon creates it right now, what is the triggers in there. And if you know where your moon is and what is your red aspects I'm talking about, or squares, it depends on what the color is. One of the best websites you can get is astroteam.com. They use the same colors as I do. And looking at in there, you can find what it is. But as far as the collective goes, the moon move from Scorpio into Sag, which is going to be connecting with Mercury. There's going to be some a lot of expressions about growth, spiritual growth in the material world. And talking about that spiritual growth is going to be a very interesting powers, interesting energies. They're going to be coming in the morning from the moon. You're going to get up with this. You're going to be looking at that energy. That energy is going to be creating from Venus, being in divine energies, with Jupiter still. And on the other side, though, is going to be this Sag energies that are coming from the moon and Mercury. And throughout the day, the moon is going to be moving towards Mercury more and more, and you're going to be looking at the need of communications, the need of situations. If you see it in there, I'm going to bring you this on a little bit. Saturn is going to be squaring Mercury and the moon. If you don't see the clarity of the visions, you're not going to see it. But if you see your love, which that what means, this sextile with Venus that it is, and you see these visions that the authority and the sun presents together with Mars, with Neptune, you're gonna be able to look at it. What is going on inside of you? What is it you need to face? What is it that need the situations is? And looking at that, be mindful what you doing at work, mainly and mostly what you're doing at work. So without further ado, I'm gonna be giving it right here. Them up. The charts. Yeah, there we go. You see it. You see it in the front of you. Right here, it's the moon. Right here, that green lines take care of with Jupiter. And now is the time your spirit to grow. You to use that power of the spirit. Midheaven is gonna be at Virgo. That is gonna be a time of healing something, working with this. And if you have something in the earth signs, which is that's going to be a Virgo and a Capricorn, you're going to be in these positions that currently Uranus and Jupiter is going to help you to grow, because that's what it is. It is about progress in the material world. But currently, Jupiter and Uranus, they are retrograde. You can't fix the world before you're fixing your mind. Your mind, if you put your soul, is going to be okay. If you put your fear in your mind, then the mind it's not operates from fear. So looking at into this in the next hour at 8 p.m. at 8 o'clock in the morning, the ascendant still is going to be at Scorpio. But the shadow comes in. It says like here, work with me. You see it, see those fears, see those situations, see these things. You understand those things. Go dive, go deep. And Saturn is like, if you have the fears, I'm not going to put you anywhere near these things. That is what the mysteries are. And if the things doesn't go on, as you see it down below, that's what the Saturn is. Well, Saturn is right now in square uh, with the moon. He's square with the ascendant, the rising energies. He's squaring also Mars and the Sun, which is they're traveling together. And what do you do? But Saturn also represents limitations. Your fears is your limitations. If you have not learned it, which Saturn gives you in the past 6 months during these retrograde positions, now he sends you back on the road. It's like, I taught you how to overcome it, now you do it. Oh, but I don't know how to do it. Oh, really? But I taught you how to do it. I taught you how to do it with love. Remember when was at Leo? Saturn was retrograde, but also has divine energies towards Venus. Do you remember that when Venus was retrograde? How was your soul was? What was your learning in there? Yeah, you may have to go back in August and see things clearly. But talking about this Saturn situations, you're gonna be reminded about it. And as I said, if you're gonna fix something, you have to put all the love in there, and you got that love. I mean, clearly, as you see it here, the ascendant, the moon, and Mercury, I have these divine energies with midheaven and Venus. That it's going to be at 9 o'clock in the morning. You're going to feel those energy. You're going to feel this energies within, but also Saturn is supporting that. Saturn says, you overcome your fears and limitations. I'm giving you the love, but you stay there. It's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to see it. A lot of expression, a lot of talks, a lot of communications, but that's how you heal this. But look at this positions here between Venus, Mercury, and the moon. The love and intuition working together for that spiritual growth. That's what this is. Spiritual growth, wisdom. Talking about later on at 10 o'clock, the ascendant goes into 21 degree of Sag. That is going to helping with Uranus up here. Midheaven is at 25 degrees of Libra. This is going to be the upcoming movement there. When the moon is going to be kind of like a pretty much end up in here together with Venus. You guys going to see this. But talking about those energies, midheaven is going to be squaring Pluto. Lack of transformations. You see in it what needs to be changed. On the other hand, that's the ascendant. It's going to be a squaring Neptune. That is going to be triggers with the visions. I don't see it. I don't know it. I have this in situations. Sudden changes. I don't like the sudden changes. Well, the sudden changes are made even if you want or you don't. The world progressing, the things changing, life changing, you changing. Are you changing with life? That's how you keep it up, going with the flow. And talking about going with the flow, you have to do the work. The ascendant, when it goes into a Capricorn, is going to be challenging and squaring Venus. Are you going to doing this, love? Are you going to get this? As you see it, that divine energy is going to Jupiter, they are going into that ascendant. That is at Capricorn, that goes into the midheaven when you finish your inner work. Otherwise, that inner work that it's at Scorpio is opposition with Jupiter. That means that you staying within your shadow and being fear within your shadow is not going to be able to do your work. Your spiritual growth comes in, that spirituality fix your philosophy, what you're telling yourself, and what you're telling yourself overrides the mind and becomes a psychology. All right. So talking about this shadow, you look at the shadow, you see these wings here. They're not here for the first time. You not talking about with them for the first time, is the same things. I mean, until we don't solve the situations, there is no moving forward. And Saturn, it's clear. He ain't going moving forward. Those suppressions here that it comes in from Saturn, he's like, hey, I'm stopping you this because you have other way. You have other things that are going. You have other things that are flowing. Go with the flow. That's what I have for you. You do your work, you transform, you following the certain changes of the universe, you see that the universe has the visions for you, and you trust the sun and Mars, that authority that they know what they're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, would you be able to fly? And that's what this is. You to see the clarity of your transformations that you've been doing in the past. What is it going on? Because Pluto was a retrograde. What did he taught you? What he did within yourself? That's the power of the retrogrades, right? So, talking about later on at 1 o'clock energy there, the midheaven is at Sag communications. You probably faced it yesterday, the communications. That around 1 o'clock, there is a lot of communication, a lot of power, a lot of talks, a lot of things about love. What do you need to do? But that ascendant energies of a Scorpio, I mean, that ascendant energies of Aquarius are squaring the things at Scorpio. And this is why the rebel says, like, I don't know if I'm doing the right rebellion. I don't know if I'm ready to do this revolutions. I don't know if I'm ready to get this fight. I'm not. Well, you have the love within you, you have the intuition going on, and you have the power of telling yourself everything that you are telling yourself during this powerful Pluto changes in there. Everything lies within you. You don't have to push, you don't have to rush. All you have to do is making this wisdom of love that Venus right now, it's pouring with Jupiter, as I stated before. That is a Venus, that is a Athena, and that is a Jupiter, that is a Zeus in the Olympus. And don't forget about it that Mercury is the messenger. What kind of messages you get? So, talking about later on, we are gonna go be diving into within the mysteries. There, the ascendant is at Pisces, divine energies with Venus up here, as you see that green line in there. As you see, at the Venus plays a big role right now, and we know how that was with the masculine energy when the Mars was entering Venus. He had the same pretty much energies before. Now you as a masculine, you understand what the feminine goes through it. They have to go, you as a masculine face that the internal battles, internal love, self-love, and so on. Now as a feminine energy, you have to experiencing the same thing. Are you practicing both? Are you seeing it both from within yourself? The beautiful power here is that the authority and the Mars, the actions, energies within you, you see it what you need to do within the mysteries, the wisdom. If you've been going out within yourself, deeply within your shadow, you know what is in your shadow. You know what you need to do. All you have to do is what? Do it. And talking about doing the next hour, which is the ascendant, is at Aries, you're gonna get this power. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna be, and so on and so on. Well, do it then. Why? Midheaven is in Capricorn. The professions wise, the doing things, but that midheaven right here, it is very beautiful power with who? Jupiter. Your spiritual growth. Okay. Otherwise, if you're not doing this work, you're afraid of this work, guess what? Midheaven, it's squaring Venus. And talking about Capricorn, you need to understand, and Capricorn is, you really have to do it. The doctor at the hospital has to do the surgery, doesn't matter how he feels. The firefighter has to be at the fire station, doesn't matter what's going on. He's got duties to fulfill. The policeman have to be at the police station, his duties in there. And all those public servants energies that represents this Capricorn, the presidents of the countries, which is they also fall underneath the Capricorn there, because they have responsibilities to the society. But if you look at it within yourself, are you the president who have respect within yourself or within you? Big questions, right? Big questions. And the answers are coming. They came in earlier as the ascendant, when the ascendant was there at the Capricorn. Now the answer tells you, here is the flight. You see it. You see those blue synchronized energies. They're working their magic. Who is working the magic? Neptune in Pisces is retrograde. Uranus there is in Taurus, retrograde. And on the other side is the Sun and Mars, who are in Scorpio, rising up from the shadow. Some of the masculine energies, they're rising from the shadow because guess what? This is the last decade of Scorpio. Yeah, the last 10 degrees of Scorpio. Okay, you're right now rising from the shadow. Talking about at 5 p.m., I mean, you see it, you gotta be friendly. You have to use this energies of Aquarius and these energies of Venus. Venus is in the 5th house. The love is at home. Grow. If you have a kids, put that love in there. You're gonna feel that love. The moon, Mercury, the sun, and Mars, they're in the 6th house. Working everything, intuitions, communications, actions, authority, they're all working to see from in the past and what they need to heal. Perfect, perfect moments. But if you acting to the certain changes, you don't like the certain changes, that means you're still not liquid state from within you to adaptation. And let me tell you, adaptation represents the power of evolution. If you're not adaptive to the new, you're not evolve, you stay stuck within the old. And this is one of the things that some of the people have to learn, to be adaptive. Well, that adaptation is going to be challenged in the next hour, talking about the inner work within Aquarius. Are you going to be getting into these new things? And Uranus says, if you don't have the right actions, if you don't have the right authority, if you are not putting everything in there, there's going to be a suppression. But Aquarius says, I gotta learn how to be friendly. Friendly with what? We're talking about Pluto. Internal, deep transformations. That it's coming from where? From actions and authority. Because if you're acting on the actions and authority, if you've been on this masculine energies that, well, I'm gonna be my way, my way, my way. I only see this, I only see that. You have not learned to be liquid, which is Scorpio represents. Scorpio is a water sign, liquid. Okay? That liquidity, that able of the adaptations is what is lying from within the shadow. Because there it's giving you the this intelligence. Okay? Because the moon, it's every time the moon is in the water sign, is emotions. But if your emotions are able to be liquid and you to be, oh, let me see this side, let me see the other side, let me see this, let me see that, that leading to where? Ultimate, to your inner intuition. So talking about at 7 p.m., the ascendant is at Cancer is all about the family. The divine energies are just cranking it up, putting more power. Hey, you can win this. Hey, you're gonna find these mysteries. You are going to be facing these challenges. You can have this growth. That growth is gonna help you within the mystery of love. Put the love back in there. Make sure you have that intuition and what you're telling yourself in the proper way. Otherwise, You are not passing the threshold. Threshold of what? Whatever your main lesson currently at this moment in time it is. What it was the fears in the shadow when the Scorpio season begin. And that was gonna be rising up in the surface. Like it or not. You're coming out in the surface because the sun and Mars, they climbing up out of the underworld. And they're gonna telling the stories. I mean, flight is flight because you know when the authority and the internal warrior they are focused and work for the family for the best, you see that. But if you haven't transformed to see that, you're not going to be able to see that. As you see it right now, this beautiful powerful kite and those divine energies currently that are coming from the moon and Mercury, you're following those, you're following that love from Venus. So there is together with Saturn, all the red lines, they all of a sudden disappeared. You only be able to see the one side of the exit lines. And that is going to be leading of what? Jupiter, that is in Taurus. As you see it, Venus is pouring that energy. As you see it, the moon and Mercury, the communications lead to that spiritual growth. And at the same time, Saturn says like, okay, here is what you need to learn. Send that love. But as you see it as the harmonization's energies, the ascendant that is in Cancer, which is represents the family, he is what you do seeing it right now. But what you're doing is that visions from above. They're gonna be coming. But if you not agree with what you see and what the universe presented to you, you're gonna be missing on this. And the energy is gonna be loud and clear. Talking about 9 o'clock, that energy is going to be challenging right now because, of course, if there is no challenges, there is no growth. If there is no situations in there, midheaven is going to Aries versus Venus and Libra. Ooh, are you doing the proper work? There's a lot of energies here going on at the same time. Okay, there is always an exit line. There is always this divine coming in. And the ascendant that is at Leo, same as yesterday, he has that divine energies with Saturn. Would you able to overcome your ego, your own personal desires? I don't want to grow within this. I don't want to transform. Leo season. What did you do on that Leo season? What did you overcome? What did you fight? What did you win? What did you lose? What did you hide? Is all there. You don't see those energies. And talking about later on at 10 o'clock, that's squaring those energies of the ascendant towards Uranus and Jupiter. Nobody likes that push for the spiritual growth because you have to do it on your own. There is no servants. If you're the king and the queen, and used to be some people doing the things for you, now you have to do something, but you have to do it on your own. You are by yourself there. Ooh, scary, right? Nobody's there to help me. Well, I have to look and I have to find a way that somebody can help me. No, now you're by yourself. And that is it, the lesson when that growth it's coming in within those archetypes. The wisdom that kicks in for the growth. Leo is the fifth zodiac sign, represents the fifth house, kids, maturing and growth and wisdom, building a kingdom from within. That what Leo represents. Okay? The authority. You to build your spiritual authority there. Facing the challenges. You're gonna be facing those challenges. This is what I was talking about. At 11 o'clock at night. What are you gonna get there? Who's gonna win? Is gonna win the divine energies? It's gonna be winning the intuitions, the communications. Midheaven, there is it together with Jupiter, with your spiritual growth. Or you're gonna give up to the energies that you see. There is nothing is for you. and you only see a shadow, fears, lack of actions, lack of authority, and that fear that is within what's gonna happen if I grow. You should be more scared what's gonna happen if I don't grow. I have to repeat all this. And that's where I'm leaving you guys. You should ask yourself that questions. What will happen if I don't grow up? Beloved guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Come back tomorrow for another Astro Gravitational Wisdom, guys. Beloved.